Welcome to Tech Careers Decoded, where we ask leading tech executives what skills today's IT pros and developers need to succeed in an AI dominated landscape. Today's guest is Rafael Morales, Director of AI Business Operations at App Omni. What are some soft and hard skills that are critical for working at App Omni?
Yeah, there are a few. I'd say, at least for me, one of the things that I tend to look for is AI. A lot of AI stuff nowadays. Given how quickly the technology is moving, it seems like each company is overlapping each other day to day. Being able to adapt quickly, I would say, is one skill. With everything coming out, you may have one workflow that works one day and it's great, but that may last for the next 2 weeks and you got to shift to something else or revisit what you've done before to see is there improvements that to be made with a new product that came out or a new service, whatever it is that may happen with that stuff. But adaptability is, at least now, is with everything moving so fast, is crucial for me. um, Another skill starting to become more just like, back then when you used to put on your resume, can type 100 words per minute or knows how to use Microsoft Office. Those kind of resume skills aren't really skills nowadays. Now, I got my kid and she has a tablet now. She's typing like crazy. That isn't a skill. My 5-year-old knows it now. Um, so I'm looking for skills that kind of move a little bit further along. I could consider something like learning a programming language like Python to be now that new skill that, yes, it's difficult to learn, but it can help you work with AI a lot more efficiently, especially when a lot of the things that come out for AI are usually going to be code based to start with to kind of prove a concept out. So it's useful if you have some sort of language like that under your belt to help you use AI more efficiently yourself. Um, and the other part kind of leans into the first was basically being able to work with a team. I know that seems simple, but the thing with that is you're not only working with people with multiple personalities, but different perspectives. And to me, that's valuable because going back to AI, there's a lot of stuff for AI out there right now. You're not going to be able to cover everything that comes out for AI. So when you are working with a team, they may have heard of something or done something else or used AI in a different way that could lend itself to a project you're trying to do now. And that benefit of being able to work with multiple personalities and perspectives really can kind of help propel some ideas forward.
How much of value do you place on certifications?
Me personally, I'd say I put a good amount of weight on that because they tend to be more relative. Going back to the speed of emerging technologies, going through school is great, but you kind of cover the basics. And usually it's not as up to date as something like a certification. They're usually quicker to adapt, especially, you can go on YouTube and find videos about the newest thing and 50 different proof of concepts that came out for a thing just yesterday. So it's not, I like certifications because of that, because yes, they offer the technical, but they also show that you were invested enough to go through that entire course and dedicate your time to not only learn the concepts of everything, but also be able to apply things that you may have learned. Yes, there's a test at the end, but you can take that information and do something with it. You were invested enough to go through that in the first place.
Are there any skills that you think are overplayed or even potentially red flags?
I guess red flags, skills like I mentioned, the 100 word per minute or learning Microsoft Office, like that stuff may be a little bit of a red flag to me now, because if that's where your skills are and that's where you think is like a skill that you want to present to someone, at least nowadays, what else are you stuck on? Have you gone beyond that level, which is now really anyone with a phone is at that level. So it's the skills themselves may not be a red flag, but it's more, I guess, the personality trait that I could get from that is if you're stuck on Microsoft Office and are pitching how many words you can type, maybe you haven't gotten involved enough in the latest stuff that's coming out to, are you going to be stuck in your ways or are you going to be able to evolve with the technology that comes out?
How valuable is networking when wanting to break into the enterprise IT space?
I'd say it's valuable. I used to network because I worked at a technology review company. I used to review products for tech. So going to CES and talking to people like that, being able to establish, working relationships helps you a lot. There's plenty of times where, I guess the old adage goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That seems more relevant nowadays as well. Just because, with the current market and everything changing and all the layups that we see going on, a lot of the time you need people to be able to vouch for you and your work and to speak to who you are as a person. Something as simple as a referral with someone that you used to work with before. If I give a referral to someone, I'm doing it because I know that person, I know their skill set, I know that they're going to do the work, and I can vouch for them. I'm not going to do that for just anyone.
Are there aspects in the workplace that new graduates underestimate or are surprised by?
Yeah, I'm actually going through this with some of my siblings, and as a matter of fact, coming out of college, the fact that a degree is enough to get you a job now, it's difficult to say. When I was growing up, that was the guaranteed career path: go to school, good grades, get your college degree, get a job, and you're set. Not really nowadays, because there's a lot of people that got that college degree, but they didn't stop there. Certifications were added on top. They started exploring. They started doing personal projects. If they wanted to get into software engineering or something like that, they started building their own GitHubs and repos and projects there. And they've evolved and kind of kept up with with the pace of technology. They haven't stopped at just their degree. You know, I feel like there's a thought process that goes, and if I get my degree, I can immediately get into this job. It's not really like that, and you shouldn't be afraid to take the smaller jobs that, yes, they're not your dream job off the bat, but getting the experience from those smaller jobs helps build you up to a point where, yeah, I started from the bottom, now I'm here kind of thing. And I'm doing this higher job because I went through all the rougher pieces down below, and I was able to gain experience, put myself in that position of I've had to deal with, for support, I've had to deal with this frustrating customer. But now I know I can deal with frustrating customers and, de-escalate them and bring situations down and work with them and do things there. But these are all things that you learn slowly over time. I started in retail. Retail is rough for sure with the amount of people that you can deal with, but it kind of really helps you kind of go through that entire process of dealing with multiple personalities and understanding how people are and what you need to do to achieve your goal, even if there's multiple roadblocks in the way.
Hopefully, they've given you some practical ideas you can apply to your own career, whether you're just getting started or looking to stay ahead. Join us next time for more valuable insights from the leaders shaping the future of IT. We'll see you then.